What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to go over the overall market today and talk about a few stocks. So as you can see, SPY hit all-time highs today. 455.90 is the 52-week high, and that's pretty much where we ended the day, up a little bit after hours. But I would be cautious about buying the top, and when stocks are ripping like this, it doesn't give a lot of good risk to reward. Maybe we need a pullback, so that's why I didn't swing too much today, but I did trade Tesla today. Obviously, that was the story of the day, and I wanted to show you guys this right here. Squeeze metrics, you can see the dark pools were not buying today, so all-time highs, smart money isn't going to be buying this rip. So hopefully we get a little bit of a pullback in the coming days and get some better entries going into the coming weeks and more tech earnings. So Tesla had an insane day. I have never seen Tesla move like it moved today. Up $115, down a little bit after hours, but they had some great news. Just tons of news came out this morning, and Tesla just absolutely ripped. Now, unfortunately, I did sell most of my calls before this insane, what felt like a squeeze, from 11 to 11:35. I sold most of my calls, so I did miss out on a ton of profits. But you can't be greedy with something like Tesla. It just moves so crazy. But congrats to anyone who played this today. Congrats to long-term shareholders. I'm still holding my shares, but as far as calls, made some money, but don't want to sit in those too long because this thing could come down and those premiums can get shot. But pretty crazy day. We'll get into the news a little bit, but I'm sure most people have already covered what's going on with Tesla. So this came out this morning. Tesla hits 1 trillion market cap for the first time after Hertz says it will buy 100,000 electric vehicles. And we really saw Tesla run on this news, and they also had a price target upgrade. So just a ton of news came out for Tesla, and it just went all day. There were pullbacks here and there, retests of breakouts, but ultimately this thing just melted up the whole day. And towards the end of the day, we really saw a huge squeeze. So that's what was going on with Tesla. I'm sure that this will cool off in the coming days. After a move like that, it just has to be, has to cool down, digest a bit. So I would be careful about playing options on Tesla in the coming days, unless you really know the chart well and know what's coming next. But you see Elon Musk tweeted here, wild times, and just all this news is really what pushed Tesla up today. So definitely be interesting to watch in the coming days and see if it does pull back, a ton after moving up $115 in a day. All right, now moving on to Sofi. So not much going on for this one today, up 0.5% in the trading day and then a little bit after hours as well. Volume was pretty low today, or half the average volume, so not too much going on. I think SoFi is really just waiting on some more bullish news to come out, and honestly, it just needs a bit of a breather. Now, looking at one of the only articles that came out today, just this guy was talking about how he was waiting for a more attractive entry on SoFi. He wanted around $10 to $12, but stock just kept surging. So with that, I would say if you believe in something long term, it's okay to dollar cost average in, and if it drops, you just keep averaging down. If you believe in the company and you have done your research on it, which is how a lot of us were with SoFi the last couple of months. Then we have a Motley Fool article here that came out at 6:07 p.m. talking about how this fintech stock could produce 10x returns. Obviously talking about SoFi here, and goes on to talk about how they think this could be the next Square. Now, impressively, SoFi's grown at 113% year over year. They have 8 consecutive quarters of year-over-year growth. Their growth rate has been accelerating for years on end. You can look at the past 7 quarters, 71%, 85, 89, and 101. So they just keep accelerating. Momentum just keeps gaining and gaining. So scrolling down on the article a bit, goes into SoFi's products and how the average customer has about 1.5 products with the company, which has a nice potential for cross-selling. And he says that not only is the user base growing 100% year over year, but also their long list of products is rapidly growing. And he mentions the credit card, the investment platform, and how you'll be able to cross-sell to existing customers all of these products that are on the platform. And this is going to help the company grow even more. Goes on to say SoFi's market cap's about $15 billion. If things go well and this momentum continues, thinks this could be a 10-bagger within a decade. And I have to agree. I think a lot of people see this potential with SoFi if they can execute. And of course, we're going to find out more as these earnings reports come out and more bullish news such as the bank charter comes out. So a lot of people are feeling the same way, and we'll just have to see if SoFi can execute. Then I thought this was pretty interesting and I wanted to share this from Twitter from Ehor. And it says SoFi short interest $1 billion, 48.74 million shares shorted, 9.84% short interest of float, 8.96% S3 short interest float, and 0.69% fee. So shares shorted are up 5 million shares worth 98 million, 10.86% over the last week. Shorts down 203 million in 2021, mark-to-market losses, including 5 million on today's plus 0.53% move. So that was very interesting to see, and this is what is showing the short interest shares versus price. And then I also wanted to show the institutional ownership that's increased. Looking at the institutional ownership, you can see 40.03%. This is up from about 29%, I believe, last time I checked, but you can see increased positions 209, decreased positions 37, held positions 27, and then you have total institutional shares 273 holders. So yeah, we have a lot of new positions coming in and only, a very small amount of sold out positions, which overall pretty bullish on SoFi. All right, now looking at the SoFi one-day chart here, I think most of us are pretty patient with this play, just letting things play out. But we have our first resistance point, 2115, second, 2160, first support at 2017, and second support at 1964. Now, you can see the resistance up here. We did wick it, but we, obviously came back down. Couldn't quite break through that. So now we are sitting post-market around 2070. What I could see happening is if the market does cool off a bit, we could come down and form this handle. Now this has a nice rounding bottom to it and forming that cup. So, we'll see how this plays out. We could just immediately go retest this resistance again. I would personally like to see a little bit of a pullback, maybe to, that first or second support, kind of form that handle. And it could be a dip buying opportunity, but SoFi is looking very strong, and the call flow for the one-day flow looks very strong as well. All right, now looking at SoFi's sentiment, one-day large orders, you have calls bought 104,000, calls sold 60,296, and then 0 large put orders bought or sold. So 63% bullish going into tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. All right, so wrapping up the video, I'm going to be a bit more patient going into the coming days. I feel like, I want a little bit of a pullback for some better entries. So I'm just not going to have as many open positions going at the moment, just take some risk off the table. We do have some economic events coming up. So on Thursday, we do have GDP Q3 numbers. You have initial jobless claims, pending home sales. So that could potentially shake up the market. We'll see how that goes. But tomorrow should be good for earnings. We have UPS, 3M, Waste Management, Raytheon, and they're before the bell. Then after the close, we have a lot of tech. So we have AMD, Microsoft, Google, Visa, Twitter, Robinhood, and then, towards the end of the week, we have a lot more great companies like Amazon, Apple, Starbucks. So overall bullish for the week. Do think we need a bit of a pullback after today's pump, but we'll see how it goes. Just going to play what the market gives us, but also be very risk managed and not have too much skin in the market at the moment. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just a quick update. Let me know what tickers you're watching in the comments below and what you're watching, especially for earnings this coming week. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.